You've felt it, haven't you? The weight, that pressure pushing you down as if the world itself is trying to swallow you whole. Every step you take feels like a struggle, like you're sinking deeper and deeper into a pit that has no end. The whispers are everywhere. They say you're not enough, that you won't make it, that this is as far as you go. They expect you to fall. They're waiting for it. It's almost like they've already written the final chapter of your story, and in it, you're nothing more than a casualty. Another failed dream, another broken soul who couldn't keep fighting. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. The one thing they're too blind to see. This isn't the end. No, this is just the beginning. They may think you're done. They may think that after everything you've been through, there's no hope left for you. But what if I told you that the very thing they expect, the thing they're so sure of, is exactly what you're about to prove wrong? What if I told you that right now, in this moment, something inside you is stirring, waking up and ready to rise? What if I told you that you have within you a fire so fierce, so unbreakable, that nothing, not failure, not doubt, not the world itself, can ever extinguish it? You've been through hell, and it's been cruel, hasn't it? You've been knocked down, beaten up, left to wonder if you'll ever see the light again. You felt the crushing weight of disappointment, the endless cycle of frustration, the sting of betrayal, and the coldness of rejection. You've had moments where you thought, maybe they're right. Maybe I don't have what it takes. But I'm telling you right now, you've been given a gift that no one can take away from you. A gift that's been buried beneath the rubble, hiding in the depths of your soul, waiting for the moment when you realize just how much power you hold. You see, they were wrong about you. They underestimated you. They looked at your struggles, your scars, and decided you were weak, broken, unworthy. But that was never who you were. That was never your story. What they didn't understand is that every battle you've fought, every tear you've shed, has forged you into something stronger than they could ever comprehend. You are not your mistakes. You are not your past. You are not the version of yourself that they've tried to define. The truth is, you are never meant to stay down. You were never meant to let the weight of the world crush your spirit. You are meant to rise from the ashes, to stand taller than you ever thought possible, to become the very thing they never imagined you could be. Right now, as you stand on the edge of everything, know this: you are not finished. You are not broken. You are being reshaped, remade, and redefined in ways that will shock the world. This is your moment, the moment when everything changes, the moment when you stop letting the world tell you who you are, the moment when you stop listening to their lies and start believing in your own truth. You are about to rise, and nothing, not fear, not doubt, not anyone, can stop you. What they thought was your lowest point, that's just the beginning of your ascent. They thought you wouldn't make it, but you will, and when you do, they'll be left speechless, because they'll realize the power that's been within you all along. It was never about their expectations, it was always about yours. And now, you're ready to show the world just how far you can go. You've been fighting battles that no one else sees, carrying a weight that no one else understands. Each day, it feels like you're walking through quicksand, each step harder than the last. You've had days when it feels like the world is pressing in on you from all sides, suffocating you with its demands, its judgments, its expectations. You've felt the sting of rejection more times than you care to count, each failure sinking deeper into your soul, making you wonder if maybe, just maybe, you're not cut out for this. You've heard the whispers of doubt in your mind, telling you that you're too weak, too broken, too lost to ever find your way. The voices around you aren't much better. The world has told you to stop trying, to accept your limitations, to settle for less than what you know deep down you deserve. But here's the thing, you know something they don't. There's more to you than they see. They don't know the pain you carry. They don't know the endless nights when you lie awake, feeling the weight of your dreams crashing down, wondering if it's too late to change anything. They don't know how hard you've worked, how much you've sacrificed, how many times you've put everything you had into a dream, only to watch it slip away. They don't see the scars, the ones that run deeper than skin, the ones that tell the story of every setback, every betrayal, every time you thought you'd had enough. They don't see the tears you've held back, the anger, the frustration, the crushing loneliness. They don't see the battle you fight every single day to keep moving forward, to keep your head above water when everything inside you is screaming for rest, for release. You're tired, aren't you? You're tired of the fight. Tired of the constant struggle, tired of being told that you're not enough, that you're never going to make it. Tired of hearing people say that your dreams are too big, that they're impossible, that you should just be grateful for what you have. But you can't stop wanting more, can you? You can't stop dreaming, because deep down, you know that there's something bigger waiting for you, something more powerful than all the doubts and fears that have been planted in your heart. You've been holding on to that tiny flicker of hope, haven't you? that spark that refuses to die, no matter how many times the world tries to snuff it out. It's the part of you that believes there's more to your life than what you've been told. The part of you that refuses to believe that this is all there is. It's the voice inside you that says, I can still do this. I can still make it. I am not what they say I am. But sometimes that voice gets drowned out by the noise of society's expectations, the noise of the people who want to keep you small, the noise of your own fear and uncertainty. It's easy to listen to the noise. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that maybe they're right, that maybe your dreams are too big, too impossible, too out of reach. But you can't let that voice win. You can't let the doubt take over. You are fighting a war that is both external and internal. On the outside, the world is telling you to conform, to fit into a box that wasn't made for you. Society says there's a set path you must follow, a certain way you must live, and if you deviate from that path, you're a failure. But inside, you are battling something just as fierce, your own self-doubt, your fear of rejection, your fear of failure. You've been made to believe that these fears are your reality, that they are the truth of who you are. But let me tell you something, those fears are lies. They are illusions meant to keep you from realizing the power that's buried deep inside you. The real villain isn't the world around you. The real villain is the voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, that tells you you'll never succeed, that tells you to stop dreaming. That voice is the one you need to silence. That voice is the one you need to challenge. You need to stand up to it and say, I am not what you say I am. I am more than my fears, more than my doubts, more than my failures. I am capable of things you can't even imagine. The truth is, you've been carrying this weight for far too long. You've been listening to the wrong voices, believing the wrong stories, and now it's time to rewrite them. You've been told that the struggle is your limit, that the pain is all you'll ever know. But what if I told you that the struggle is just the beginning? What if I told you that every battle you've fought, every scar you've earned, has been shaping you into something far stronger than you ever realized? What if I told you that this pain, this overwhelming sense of loss, is actually the thing that will propel you forward? The same weight that has been holding you down will soon be the force that drives you upward. This is not the end of your story. This is the moment when everything begins to shift. You've been fighting alone for so long, but you don't have to anymore. You are not alone in this. You are not the only one who's felt the sting of rejection, the emptiness of failure, or the weight of the world on your shoulders. There are countless others who have walked this road before you and who have risen against all odds. And now it's your turn. It's time to stop carrying the weight of their expectations, their doubts, their judgments. It's time to free yourself from the chains they've placed on you and start writing your own story. The story of someone who fought through the pain, who faced the darkness and emerged stronger, who refused to give up when the world told them it was over. You are that person. It's time to stop doubting it. So I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to remember this. You are not what the world says you are. You are not your failures. You are not your fears. You are so much more, and it's time for you to see it, to believe it, to step into it. You've tried everything, haven't you? You've given it all. Every ounce of energy, every drop of sweat, every bit of hope, and yet the world still feels cold, distant, like it's turned its back on you. You've hit walls that seem unbreakable, faced obstacles that seem impossible to overcome. You've tried, and you've failed, again and again and again. And each time it feels like the weight on your shoulders gets heavier, the darkness around you grows darker, and the hope inside you fades just a little bit more. You've looked for the light, but all you see is the void. It feels like the door is slammed shut, and no matter how hard you push, no matter how loudly you scream, it won't open. You've been searching for the way out, but every path seems to lead to another dead end. The dreams you once held so tightly to now feel like distant memories, whispers of a time when you believed there was something more for you. But now it's just this, just a cold reality of where you are. And it's hard, isn't it? It's so hard to see beyond the struggle when the darkness seems so thick, so suffocating. It feels like you've reached the end of your road. And if you're being honest with yourself, part of you wonders if you should just give up, if it's even worth trying anymore. I know, I see it. I see the pain in your eyes, the exhaustion in your soul. It's as if you've been running on empty for so long that you don't even know how to keep going. Your spirit is bruised, your heart is heavy, and every step forward feels like you're dragging the weight of the world behind you. But let me tell you something important. This moment, this feeling, is temporary. It feels real, it feels all-consuming, but it is not forever. You are not stuck. You are not lost. You are in the middle of the struggle, but that's not where your story ends. Right now you may be standing at what feels like the edge, staring into a vast, dark abyss. But the truth is, the edge is just the beginning. You see, waiting for change isn't the answer. Waiting for someone to come and fix it, to make it all better, is an illusion. Because change doesn't come from the outside. It comes from within you. You are the change you've been waiting for. You've been hoping for some external force to lift you up, to pull you from the depths. But that's not how this works. You've got to pull yourself up. You've got to ignite the spark within you that's been smothered by doubt, by fear, by exhaustion. That spark is still there, I promise you. It's easy to look at where you are right now and feel like it's the end. It's easy to feel like everything you've done has been in vain, that all your efforts have been wasted, that the weight you carry is just too much. But I need you to understand something. You are not broken, you're not a failure. You're just in the middle of the process, and the process is messy. The journey is ugly. It's filled with moments of deep pain, of questioning, of frustration. But that doesn't mean it's over. In fact, this is where it all starts to change. Right here, right now. You've been told to keep fighting, to keep pushing, to keep going. But there's a part of you, a quiet part, that's just so tired. Tired of the fight, tired of the disappointment, tired of hoping for something that feels so out of reach. And I get it, I really do. The truth is, sometimes it's hard to see the point in continuing when the results don't match the effort. When you give your all and it feels like it's never enough. But what if I told you that the very thing that's holding you back, the belief that you can't go on, is exactly what's going to push you forward? It's hard to grasp, isn't it? When you're stuck in the depths, it feels like there's no way out. Like every attempt to rise is just met with another fall, another failure. It feels like the door is locked and the key is nowhere to be found. But I'm here to tell you that the key is already in your hands. You've always had it. It's always been within you. You've been looking for the solution outside, but the solution is inside. I know it's hard to see now. I know it feels impossible, but you are not done. You've just been led to a turning point. It's as if the universe is testing your resolve, asking, how bad do you want this? And right now, it's hard to see it as anything other than more pain. But trust me, this is where the transformation begins. This is where you rise. The darkness isn't permanent. The weight isn't forever. You are not the sum of your struggles. You are the person who's been forged in the fire of those struggles. And when the time is right, you will rise from this, stronger than you've ever been before. So, I want you to do something. I want you to take a moment, right now, and acknowledge the pain, acknowledge the exhaustion, acknowledge the frustration. But don't let it define you. Don't let it be the thing that holds you back. Because the truth is, this moment, as hard as it is not your end. It's the catalyst for your breakthrough. You've come this far, and you've been through worse. And every time, you've found a way to keep going. You've survived. And now, it's time to thrive. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of something new. You're just about to break free. You've felt the weight of it all, haven't you? The darkness pressing in, squeezing the life out of your spirit. It feels like you're drowning, like every breath is a struggle. And no matter how hard you try to swim, the currents keep pulling you under. In these moments, it's almost impossible to believe that there's light still waiting for you. It's easy to think that the darkness is all there is, that the weight you're carrying is your forever burden, and there's no way out. But let me tell you something that may be hard to believe right now, but I need you to hear it. Change is possible. Even from the deepest darkness, even from the lowest of lows, change is possible. When you're stuck in the storm, it's hard to see the calm on the other side. When you're in the grip of pain, it's nearly impossible to believe there's healing ahead. But I'm telling you right now that you hold the power to transform your life, to rise from this, to take all the shattered pieces of yourself and create something greater than you ever imagined. The truth is, there is a force within you, an untapped, unshakable power that is waiting to be unleashed. It's been there all along, buried beneath the doubt, the fear, and the hurt, but it's never gone. That power is in you, and it's time for it to rise. Think about a seed, hidden deep beneath the soil. It's dark, it's cold, the earth presses down on it, suffocating it, making it feel as if it may never see the light of day. But what we don't see, the thing that's happening beneath the surface, is that the seed is not dying, it's changing. The roots are reaching down deep into the earth, gathering strength, preparing for the moment when the seed will burst open, and from the darkness a new life will emerge. That's what's happening inside you right now. You may not see it yet, but inside you, there is a spark that no one can extinguish, a flame that's been hidden in the depths of your soul, waiting to ignite. When you've been through hell, when you've been through the fire, it can feel like everything is burnt, everything is destroyed, everything is lost. But you're wrong. You've just been forged in the flames. You are the phoenix, ready to rise from the ashes. You see, the darkness you're experiencing right now is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of something incredible. The same fire that threatens to destroy you is the fire that will purify you, cleanse you, and allow you to emerge stronger than ever before. You are not broken. You are being reborn. Every struggle, every setback, every tear is a part of the process, a part of your transformation. You are growing even when it feels like you're stuck. You are evolving even when it feels like you're standing still. What feels like the end is only the beginning. Think about the phoenix, the legendary bird that rises from its own ashes. It doesn't emerge the same. It doesn't come back weakened. It comes back stronger, more powerful, more radiant than ever. That's who you are becoming. You are not the person who is defeated by life. You are the person who is rising above it, the person who will take everything you've been through and use it to fuel your growth, the person who will stand tall, stronger than you ever imagined. You've been through so much. I know that. I see it. The pain, the loss, the heartache, the days when it felt like the world was too much to bear. But here's the truth. You didn't survive all of that to stay stuck. You survived because you are meant for something greater. You survived because you have a destiny to fulfill, a purpose to chase, a life to live. And that purpose, that life, is waiting for you. It's waiting for you to make the choice to rise, to take that first step toward transformation, to embrace the power that is already inside you. When the storm clouds roll in, when the sky turns dark, it can feel like the world is falling apart. But the storm is not the end. The storm is the clearing. It's the shift. It's the moment when the old you is washed away and the new you is born. You are a warrior being forged in the fires of life, and soon you will step out into the light, stronger, sharper, more focused than ever. You are not lost. You are in the process of being found. The struggle you face now is temporary. It is the moment before the breakthrough. It is the cocoon before the butterfly emerges. You are being transformed, and even though it feels hard, even though it feels painful, this is the moment when everything starts to change. This is your rebirth. So I need you to trust this process. I need you to believe in the power that's inside you. I need you to know that the light you've been searching for is not somewhere out there, it's within you, ready to rise. The journey won't be easy, it never is. But I promise you, it will be worth it. The person you are becoming, the person you are growing into, is worth every ounce of pain you've endured. You are the change you've been waiting for. The power is in your hands. It's time for you to let it rise. You've heard it 1,000 times, haven't you? The world tells you when it's your time, when you're ready, when you can rise. They tell you that you need their approval, their validation, their permission to step into your power, but let me tell you something. You don't need anyone's permission. You've been waiting, haven't you? Waiting for someone to tell you that you're ready. Waiting for someone to give you the green light, to tell you that now is the time to take that leap. But the truth is, you've always been ready. It's never been about the approval of others. It's always been about you. You are the hero of your own story. No one else is coming to save you. No one else is coming to tell you that it's time to rise. You are the one who decides when it's time. You are the one who chooses to step into your power, to reclaim your strength, to take charge of your own destiny. The world doesn't get to tell you when your time is, you do. So stop waiting. Stop holding yourself back, waiting for some external validation, waiting for the world to give you permission. The time is now. The power is already within you. It always has been. You've been looking for it outside, in the opinions of others, in the recognition of your efforts, in the approval of those around you. But I'm telling you this, the real power you seek is not out there. It's inside you. It has always been inside you. It's easy to look at the pain you've experienced and let it define you, to let it convince you that you're broken, that you're not capable of overcoming. But I'm here to tell you that your pain is not your enemy. Your pain is your power. It's the fuel that will drive you forward. It's the fire that will burn away everything that doesn't serve you and leave only the strongest parts of you standing. You've been through hell, yes, but those scars, they're not weaknesses. They're proof that you survived. You are not defeated. You are stronger than you've ever been. You are a warrior who has faced battle and emerged alive, and now it's time to use that strength. Think about it. Every time you've fallen, every time you've been knocked down, you got back up, didn't you? Every time the world told you no, you kept going. Every time you felt like giving up, you chose to fight. That's who you are. A fighter, a survivor, a warrior. The truth is, you've already proven to yourself that you are capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. The only thing that's ever held you back is the belief that you're not enough. But you are enough. You are more than enough. You are everything you need to be to overcome, to thrive, to rise. You don't need anyone else's approval. You don't need anyone else to tell you that you can do this. You just need to believe it yourself. Your power isn't in what the world thinks of you. It isn't how many likes, how many followers, how much praise you get. Your power is in your ability to stand tall in the face of adversity, to keep going when the road gets tough, to keep moving forward when everything around you is falling apart. Your power is in your resilience. And now, it's time for you to fully step into that power. It's time for you to stop hiding behind your doubts, to stop shrinking back when things get hard, to stop waiting for someone to tell you it's your time. It's your time now. The world has yet to see what you are truly capable of. They haven't seen the fire inside you, the strength that has been building up in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to erupt. That moment is now. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are not a product of your past. You are the author of your own story, and it's time for you to take the pen and write the next chapter. Your future is waiting, and it's waiting for you to claim it. There will be moments of doubt, moments when you wonder if it's all worth it, moments when the pain feels like too much to bear. But in those moments, you need to remind yourself, you are not alone. You are not the only one who's ever been through hardship. You are not the only one who's ever felt like giving up. But what sets you apart, what makes you different, is your ability to get back up, to keep going, to keep fighting, even when everything inside you is telling you to quit. That's your power. So stop waiting. Stop holding yourself back. Stand tall, for the world has yet to see what you are truly capable of. It's time to rise, not for anyone else, but for you. It's time to reclaim your power and step into the greatness that's been waiting for you all along. The time is now, and you are ready. They told you that you were nothing. They told you that you'd never be enough, that you didn't have what it takes, that you were destined to fail. They said it wasn't possible, that you were wasting your time, that you were nothing more than a dreamer, lost in a fantasy of your own making. They defined your limits, they set your boundaries, and they told you who you were and who you could never be. But now it's time to look at everything they've said and ask yourself, why did you ever listen? For so long, you've believed what they've told you. You've bought into the lies they've planted in your mind. You've allowed their words, their doubts, their criticisms to shape who you are and how you see yourself. But here's the truth they never told you. They were wrong about you. Everything they said, everything they believed about you, it was a lie. And now, as you stand at this crossroads, you realize something powerful. You have the power to change everything. You hold the pen to your own story. You are the author of your destiny. All this time you've been waiting for someone else to give you permission to rise, to validate your worth, to tell you that you're capable. But you don't need them. You never did. You have the strength to rewrite your story. What they thought would break you, it didn't. What they said would keep you down, it didn't. In fact, it only made you stronger. Every setback, every failure, every moment of doubt, they were the building blocks of your power. The pain you've carried, the struggles you've faced, they were never meant to destroy you. They were meant to forge you. And now you're ready. This is not the end of your journey. This is the beginning of everything. The moment when you stop living in the shadow of their words. The moment when you stop letting the world dictate who you are. The moment when you stop listening to the voices that tell you no. This is your moment. Everything you've been through, everything you've survived has been leading you to this point. And now that you see it, now that you understand, it's time to rise. You see, the world doesn't get to decide who you are. Your past doesn't get to decide who you are. You do. This is your turning point, the moment you take back the reins, the moment you take control of your life, the moment you declare that your future will not be defined by anyone else's limits. Your fate is in your hands. It always has been. Let's be clear, you are not weak, you are not broken, you are not a victim of circumstance. You are powerful, you are resilient, you are unstoppable. All this time, you've been waiting for someone to tell you this. Well, I'm telling you now, this is your awakening. This is your moment. You are no longer bound by their expectations. You are no longer confined by their doubts. The chains have broken, the doors have opened, and now the world is yours for the taking. All the things you've been told you couldn't do, it's time to prove them wrong. All the limits you've been made to believe exist, it's time to shatter them. This is your time to rise, your time to claim what's always been yours, your time to rewrite your story. Are you ready to take it? For so long you've let their words echo in your mind, shaping your reality, limiting your potential. But now you realize those words have no power over you. The only voice that matters now is yours. The only story that matters now is the one you're about to write. This is the turning point. This is the moment of awakening. You have everything you need to succeed, to rise, to thrive. The world doesn't define you, you define you. And now that you see it, now that you understand it, you have the power to change everything. You've always had the power. It's always been within you, waiting for the right moment to rise. Well, that moment is now. This is your time. So, take a deep breath, stand tall, and step into your power. Because this is your turning point. And nothing, absolutely nothing, will ever be the same again. You've been through the storm, you've walked through the fire, you've faced the darkness head on, and you've survived it. But now, it's time to realize something truly incredible. You are no longer the person you once were. The person who was weighed down by doubt, the person who questioned their worth, the person who believed the lies they were told about who they could never be. That person is gone. Look at who you are becoming. Look at the strength that's rising from within you. It's not just survival anymore. You're not just fighting to make it through the day. You're not just holding on for dear life, hoping the storm will pass. No, this is victory. You're becoming someone powerful, someone unstoppable, someone who walks with confidence and purpose. The person you were meant to be, the person you were always destined to become, is here in this very moment, ready to take the world by storm. Think back to when you first started this journey. Think back to the person who was afraid, who doubted themselves at every turn, who wondered if they would ever be good enough. That person felt lost. That person felt small. That person wasn't sure if they had the strength to keep going. But that person isn't you anymore. Now, look at who you are becoming. Look at the warrior inside you, the fighter who refuses to back down no matter what life throws your way, the survivor who stands tall after every setback, who learns from every failure and who uses those lessons to become stronger. The person who no longer looks for validation from others because they already know their worth. The person who understands that they are enough just as they are, and that nothing in this world can ever take that away. This is not just a shift in mindset. This is an evolution. You are evolving into a version of yourself that is more powerful than you ever thought possible. Every challenge you've faced, every pain you've endured, every moment of doubt you've overcome has been preparing you for this moment. The moment when you fully realize your potential. The moment when you fully understand just how much you are capable of. You are worthy of everything you desire. You are worthy of success, of happiness, of love, of fulfillment. For so long, you've been made to believe that you were less than, that you had to prove your worth. But the truth is, you've always been worthy. You've always had the strength inside you. The only thing that has been holding you back was the belief that you weren't enough. That belief is shattered now. Imagine yourself in the future. Picture the person you are becoming. See them standing tall, head held high, walking through life with confidence and grace. See them taking risks, making bold moves, and conquering every challenge with ease. See them living the life they've always dreamed of, the life they were meant to live. This is you. This is the person you are stepping into. You are not just dreaming about this future. You are becoming it. Look at what's possible for you now. Look at the opportunities that are opening up before you, the doors that are swinging wide open, the life that is unfolding in front of you. You are no longer the person who was crushed by doubt. You are the warrior who defied it. You are the person who turned every obstacle into a stepping stone, who turned every failure into a lesson, who turned every piece of pain into fuel for growth. You've unlocked your power, and now there's no stopping you. You are powerful. You are unstoppable. You are capable of achieving everything you've ever dreamed of, and more. The limits you once believed in are gone. The walls you thought were impenetrable are crumbling. You are breaking free from the chains that once held you down, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can stand in your way. This is who you are becoming. A force to be reckoned with. A person who doesn't wait for opportunities to come knocking at the door but goes out and creates them. A person who doesn't wait for permission to rise but stands up and claims their place in the world. A person who no longer seeks approval but who leads with conviction and purpose. A person who knows that their worth is inherent, their power is undeniable, and their future is limitless. You've always had this potential inside you. It was there all along, buried beneath the layers of doubt and fear. And now you're unlocking it. Now you're unleashing it. Now, you're becoming the person you were always meant to be. You are no longer the person who felt lost, who wondered if they would ever make it. You are the person who is thriving. You are the person who has turned their life around, who has embraced their true potential, who has realized their worth. And now, you stand on the edge of greatness. You are no longer just surviving. You are living. You are thriving. And you are achieving everything you've ever dreamed of. So take a moment to really let this sink in. This is not just some fleeting moment of hope. This is the truth. This is who you are becoming. You are not defined by your past. You are not defined by your mistakes. You are defined by your resilience, your strength, your willingness to keep going even when the world told you to stop. You are the person who has risen above it all, and you will continue to rise. This is your ultimate transformation. This is the moment when everything changes. This is the moment when you step into the fullness of who you are, and nothing can ever hold you back again. You are powerful. You are unstoppable. And this, my friend, is only the beginning. This is it, the moment you've been waiting for, the moment you've been working toward, the moment when everything changes. You've faced the darkness. You've confronted your fears. You've broken free from the chains that held you back. Now it's time to rise, to step into your power, and to claim the future that's been waiting for you all along. Your moment is now. No more waiting. No more hesitation. The world is waiting for you to rise. It's waiting for you to show up, to shine, to take your place among the powerful, the unstoppable, the ones who don't just survive, but thrive. The world is watching, but more importantly, you are watching. You are the one who's been waiting for permission. Well, I'm giving it to you right now. You don't need anyone else's approval. You don't need anyone else to tell you that you're ready. You are ready. You've always been ready. So, what are you going to do with this moment? Are you going to sit back and wait for things to change on their own? Or are you going to step up and take control? Are you going to keep hoping for someone else to hand you the life you want, or are you going to create it yourself? This is the moment to take action. This is the moment to step into your power. You've already proven that you have what it takes. You've already shown that you can rise from the ashes, that you can overcome every obstacle, that you can turn your pain into power. Now it's time to take the next step, the first step, the step toward the life you've always dreamed of. It's not going to be easy. Nothing worth having ever is. But that's what makes it so powerful. That's what makes it worth fighting for. The road ahead will not always be smooth. There will be challenges, there will be setbacks, but remember this. The challenges are not there to stop you. They are there to test you. They are there to help you grow, to help you become even stronger, even more determined. So don't back down when it gets tough. Lean in. Use the challenges as fuel. Let them push you forward, not hold you back. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't need to know every step of the journey. All you need is the courage to take the first step toward your destiny, the first step toward the life you were always meant to live. And once you take that first step, the next one will come, and the next, and the next. Momentum will build, and before you know it, you'll be unstoppable. Now, it's time to focus on what's next. The roadmap forward is simple, but it requires courage and determination. First, decide what you want. Be clear about your goals. Know what you want to achieve and commit to it with everything you have. Clarity is power. The more clear you are about what you want, the easier it will be to take the steps necessary to get there. Second, embrace the discomfort. Growth does not happen in comfort zones. The things that are most worth achieving are the things that require you to stretch, to step into the unknown, to push beyond your limits. But every time you push yourself past what you thought was possible, you'll grow stronger. You'll get closer to the person you were always meant to be. Third, take consistent action. Every day, every moment. Don't wait for the perfect time or the right moment to start. The time is now, the action is now. Consistency is key. Every small step you take will build momentum. Every small decision you make will move you closer to your dreams. Keep going even when it feels hard, especially when it feels hard. And finally, believe in yourself. You have everything you need within you. You are not broken. You are not defeated. You are capable of achieving whatever you set your mind to. The only thing that can stop you is you. So believe in your power. Believe in your ability to change your life, and never stop believing. You've been through so much to get to this point. You've earned this. This is your time. This is your moment to shine. You were never broken. You were just waiting to be reborn. And now that you've embraced your power, there's nothing that can stand in your way. So take that first step. Take that leap of faith. The world is waiting for you to rise. Are you ready to answer the call? Now, let's be clear. This is not just a moment in time. This is a movement. This is a revolution within yourself. You are not just going to rise for today. You are going to rise every day from this moment on. You are going to show the world what you're made of. You are going to create a life that is not just a dream, but a reality. You are going to take on the world because you have everything you need inside you to make it happen. The world is waiting. The time is now. The moment is yours. Step into your power. It's time to rise.